Hello, welcome back to Hey Bitch Podcast. We want to really quickly start off this episode by saying it's brought to you by Buffy, the Comforter, not the Vampire Slayer. The blanket. Their latest product, The Breeze, is made entirely from 100% eucalyptus fiber to keep you cool and comfortable all night long.
Fresh.
So if you get hot during the night, this will keep you cool. And for $20 off your first Buffy comforter, visit buffy.co and enter the promo code BTCH.
Enter it.
$20 off.
Enter it.
H.
Hello.
Buy the blanket
Oh,
and then
okay, we're still
send
talking
it
about
to
the
me. I actually want the blanket.
I want it.
Well, you know what? You can get the blanket, and if
I'm
you don't
using
like
the code.
it, you can return it free of charge.
Okay.
Perfect.
So they have like a
get
really
so much
great
jizz
trial
on it.
period.
I'm gonna get so much jizz on
Okay,
it.
I don't think you should return it after that. But welcome back to another episode of Hey Bitch Podcast. We got Gina, I'm
Sup?
Nikki, we got Bose, and we got Tiff.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, bitch.
Hi, bitches.
Good afternoon, bitches. Yo.
And today I think we're talking about every dude's wet dream, which is like dicks all day long.
Wieners,
Girls
dong
on
dicks.
dicks.
More so, like a guy's question, and it's funny because I feel like it's a topic people touch on all the time, but there's still
Yeah,
no
it's a
definitive
hot
answer.
topic.
And
you
I feel like for women, it's like, should I care about dick size? You know, there's a lot
Yeah.
of like questions like, is my boyfriend's dick small? Like, I didn't know that like I had dated a lot of big dick dudes, and I didn't know they had big dicks until I dated a small dick dude, and I was like, oh shit, the whole time I just thought that was an average size,
Oh, wow.
and it turns out they had big dicks, and the guy I was dating had an average size dick.
So what's
Oh,
a big
God.
dick to you?
But,
Like,
I mean, also
measure it.
like
Dealing.
9 inches.
damn girl.
Wow.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Art.
god.
God.
Size queen.
I didn't know. It just
Leviathan.
I think it's a personality, you know, like I'm attracted to a certain personality type, and it just happens to be
They
big
have
dick
big
energy.
dick energy. Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what? That's true. Like two of my most favorite guys I've ever dated in my life with the greatest personalities ever had huge dongs.
Okay, so
Wow.
we're like starting this off by being like,
Confident.
it's
confidence
okay.
grows dicks. You know what? I'm gonna sell confidence in a pill.
Confidence grows dick.
Huh? Confidence in a
fucking
pill, and then I'll sell it at one of those like sketchy sex or
Maybe that's what they're selling in those dick enlargement
confidence,
pills.
powdered confidence.
Imagine,
That's what it is.
Imagine the pill just has a little piece of paper. It's my phone number, and I call them and I just compliment them. You're successful. You're worth it. You're incredible. And then their
Affirmation.
dick just grows bigger.
I thought that this was gonna like lean towards like, you know, and even if you have a small dick or like for girls, like, so your boyfriend has a small dick, what's next? But like immediately they started off and they're like, I only like huge fucking 8 to 9 inches minimum. If it's a 10,
No, that's
I'm
too
happy.
crazy. That scares me.
yeah,
9
dude.
inches, I'm running away.
Yeah.
I want like
that's
a little
just too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well-
like a little chinchilla. Like a little
Let's talk about that. So, like,
talk
is
about
there a too big or a too small? Because I think that's
yeah.
everyone's number one question.
For sure.
What is too big and what is too small?
So this is really shitty. So there was a guy that I lost my virginity to. So I told you guys about that a few episodes ago, and that was like an average size, whatever. And plus, it hurt because it was my first time. Well, the second time, like years later, when I had sex later on, I think. Well, I mean,
Is
like
it the guy that we know about?
Oh yeah, like earlier in my dating
we know
life,
about this guy.
Yeah, earlier in my dating life, I dated a guy and he was half Dutch, half Chinese, and he was like the most unsuspecting, tall, lanky looking Asian dude. Yo, like that wasn't a penis, it wasn't a dick, that was a fucking dong, dude. Like when he whipped it out, I was like, oh my. And like the girls know this is actually the first dick pic I think we ever sent. We ever sent into the group chat because I was like, "Yo, you guys gotta see this shit." And then like, it's funny. He's a good friend of mine. I'm like, "Yo, you got any pics in your phone?" He's like, "Yeah, hold on." And then he just like he's
No, but
like,
hold
he's
on,
low-key
guys.
proud of it.
She didn't only send a photo; she sent a video.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
we
y'all
saw
in these
yeah.
damn
everything.
videos.
Yeah, this fool, like just to put it in perspective, he can fuck his own belly button if he wanted to.
Okay, but then I was like,
Can he reach
that's
the male
that's,
prostate?
That's how big Steve is.
Was
like-
yeah. And then
I was
Nikki's like, "Yeah, that's what I'm married
That's
to."
literally Steve's dick.
But it honestly though, it was too big. It does hurt. Like I'm not about having all up in my cervix and shit. So there is such thing as something that's too big. I loved our sex, but there were times I was like, all right, you gotta chill. And then like the whole question about anal was just no. That was an absolute no at all. Because like I do not want pooping just dropping out of my
Diarrhea
butt.
always.
I
Yeah.
100% agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And is there a too small?
There is a too small. There was a guy that I dated. I told you guys about that. When I held his dick in my fist, it did not pop out.
Gina has a pretty tiny fist.
And yeah.
If you have a little
Yeah, it's
baby fist.
pretty
Look at my
small.
fist is not that big, and it like completely disseminates your
But yeah, like I couldn't feel anything, and it was really disappointing. So I have a sweet spot, and that's like around like 6 or 7 inches.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's average. Like 6 is average. Yeah.
I think,
Actually, I've never measured like the size
just
that
kinda
would be good.
eyeball it.
because y'all everybody measures the same, right? It's from the asshole to the tip.
That's hilarious.
And then around the head.
Yeah. It goes all the way around from the asshole around the head to the shaft, right? All right, got it. I was just making sure.
No, that's so funny because I did have sex with a guy once that I feel like he could be classified technically as having a micro penis. Like it was so really
Like
it
how
was like
small?
It was like an enlarged clitoris.
yeah, it was really small. I feel like it might have been like my pinky size.
Hard?
maybe. Hard. Yeah. And not that much thicker. Like it was a baby dick.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And yeah, it didn't last long with that guy, but it was really funny though because he really needed to inflate his ego and he kept telling me like when we would have sex, like, yeah, doesn't that feel amazing? Like, tell me how big I am, blah, blah, blah. And I'm looking at him like,
Ooh.
ew.
See, it would be better if he just owned it. If
Yeah,
he was
like,
just
don't
like,
lie to
that little
yourself.
dick. He was like, where
like
do you
that
want a
little
girl?
dick?
Yeah, and honestly, it was like, this was when I was a teenager, so I didn't really have a lot of experience, but I didn't really feel much with him. And I think he just didn't know how to use it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It is pretty damn small, but I feel like maybe he could have used his hands again. Let's go back to the hands. Like you
Yeah.
could have pleasured me in other ways, but he had it in his head that he had such a big ass dick that that's the only thing that needs to satisfy me.
For me, it's like if they grind on near the clitoris part, like it doesn't matter really the dick size because like
Yeah, you could
grinding
even
on that.
like I could probably come just from dry humping. Like
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fucking rub
Wow,
the clit.
lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I probably could.
Yeah, I've been with someone that has like a smaller penis before, but the thing is he knew how to work the shit out of that thing. That thing was amazing. So it's not all about size, but I guess when it comes to like a micro penis, then you don't really have much to work with.
But you have hands in your mouth.
Hands
like
in
this
mouth,
man
yeah.
refused to go down there. Like
Oh.
it was nothing but yeah.
I think men who don't eat pussy are they're pussies themselves.
Yes,
they are.
You're less of a
Preach.
man, and I will never respect that.
a huge judgment.
Yeah, DJ Khaled.
I just don't reciprocate. Like if they're not going to go down, then I'm not going to go down. So you'll just never ever get your dick sucked.
Yep.
Have you guys ever met a guy who refuses to kiss you after he comes in your mouth?
I have, yeah. So I knew a guy. We didn't really, I don't think we ever had sex, but we kind of like dated a little bit in high school again. He was so immature that he was like, have you ever sucked dick before? And I'm like, I thought he was like, this was like, maybe if I said yes, like he'll get turned on. Cause I don't think I had before that. But I was just like, yeah, like you want me to suck your dick or some shit? And then he immediately was like, never. I don't even want to kiss you. Like that's disgusting. I can't believe you've done that. And I'm like,
Closet gay, closet
I
gay,
was like,
closet gay.
what? What the fuck?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I don't want to know that you've ever had someone else's dick in your mouth.
Oh, instant.
I like how like he kept going in on it. He was like, "Oh, okay, never mind. I'm not interested." He's like, "I don't ever want to
Yeah.
date."
No, yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's so
What
intense.
girl is that guy ever going to date then?
Right?
Right?
Like, what the
there's,
fuck?
there's plenty of women that won't suck a dick.
I don't suck your dick unless we're like dating.
Yeah. I feel like if you're, look, man, I've met a guy once before who was like, I don't kiss girls. I'm not gonna kiss you after I come in your mouth. Like, stop being a bitch and fucking make out with me.
Yeah, it's even hotter.
It's
For
hot
me,
as
it'd
fuck.
be hotter.
Yo, I told you guys once before, right? Like one of the
Oh,
hottest,
yeah.
Yo, the
Yes,
hottest thing.
Gina does some nasty
I'm
shit. You know?
It's pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Tell 'em,
I
girl.
found I'm pretty sure I found my soulmate once, because I believe in more than one soulmate. But I'm pretty sure I said on an episode of one of our shows that if a dude came on me, licked it off, and made out with me, I'm marrying him.
Oh my
I would
God.
fucking marry him, and it actually happened.
Licked his own cum off of you?
Yeah, and made out with me, dude. It happened once, and then after sex, I looked at him just fucking rosy tinted glasses. I was like, look. It's not a matter of wanting you now. It's a matter of fucking needing you now. And I love that man. I loved him.
What happened to him?
We're still friends.
Okay. Okay.
Still friends. We're
That's
still-
good.
Yeah. But
You ever had a grower?
a grower?
Yeah, because
yeah.
like So most of the people I've dated, they were showers, right? So like what you see is what you get. Like it's basically the same length, soft as it is hard.
Yeah.
It just like goes up and down. But then I dated a grower, which I thought like, oh wow, this is my first like baby penis, right? It's like not
It's like,
very
nope,
big.
surprise.
And then
Surprise.
it just grew
Yeah.
enormous.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was like when you those little shrinky towels that you put in water and then it like becomes a full size towel. I was like, holy shit!
See,
How did he fit all of that in there?
You like big dicks though. For me, that would be like if I got a small husky, but it turned into a big dog. You know, like I don't, dude. For me, I'm like, y'all know like how on Google Flights you can choose like, well, here's my day, but I'm flexible like this day or surrounding. My date is the 6th, and I'm flexible one day out behind or in front. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. That's where I'm at. But I think that it's not for and a lot of people say this. It's not all about the wiener size.
Yeah.
For me, I think you need to diversify your bonds. There are a lot of other, sexual
investment.
parts of men. We're talking about the ball sack. We're talking about the butt cheeks.
Oh, we like
I'm
big balls,
talking about-
small balls. What do you like?
I just love a
Tight balls?
burnt tight.
Tight.
Collarbones. I love collarbones. Like
Collarbones, that's
There you
a new
go.
one.
I'm
Back of the knees, earlobes.
No, like
Nostrils.
collarbones. There's something about it that's very like masculine. Like a guy's like upper chest area here. Sometimes it's like really defined, and I'm like, I want you to knock me out with your fucking
I've
collarbone.
never noticed a man's collarbone. It's always a
noticed
woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Women, I'm like, wow, that bitch is hot because her collarbone is
the
all
whole like above the breast area. But like
Oh, I see what
that's
you're saying. But like they have to be kind of built for that to have that, right?
I mean, sometimes like some guys are like they don't even work out, but naturally, I don't know if it's the testosterone is just flowing or something. But like they've got like a really nice like chest and like up area. So like there's a lot of different things that make me happy. You know,
Yeah,
I don't.
everyone
just,
has their own preferences. Because for me, it's definitely the jawline. Like that shit makes me weak.
Really? You're talking
Oh, a
about
good
like,
jawline, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you're okay. Let's say a dude had like the prettiest clavicle you've ever seen, but then he had like a tiny or too big of a dick.
is it one day out from my flight or is it 2 days out?
It's like a week, girl.
What's your flight? 6 inches? 7 inches?
Six, and then we can go down to
Six?
5th,
5
we can go to the
business days.
7th. Yeah, but I don't want to go out on the 8th. I do not want to
Can
go
you
out on the 8th.
push your schedule a little bit? You might like it.
That's also
It's
a deal
sunny on the
breaker.
8th. You don't even know.
No, because the 7th can be an 8th.
I don't think it can.
7th can be the 8th.
You sound like a dude that has measured his dick like 50 times. It's like, it could be an 8.
Yeah, like on 8 on a good day, but no,
Really
like
hot day, it's a fucking 8.
a big wiener is a deal breaker for me.
It's scary, dude.
Okay, so
It's
too
scary
big for you
sometimes.
is 8.
7.5.
7.5 is too big.
Yeah, that's like you're trying to fucking kill me.
I think 10 is too big.
Oh no, thank you. I've never
my
even touched
God.
that. I've
Shit.
never even touched that.
I've never touched it either. I've seen pictures and I'm like, nope, too big.
Yeah, no.
But I think
Nikki's the type to climb a bedpost and sit down.
I mean, like it took me 3 times to lose my virginity to a dude because like it wouldn't go in.
Oh,
So you would
no.
think that I wouldn't like it very
That's
big.
hilarious.
But
Earlier in the episode,
I like to
she's
be stretched.
Oh Lord.
Damn.
Damn.
Whoa. She's like, in high school I was really tight, and now I'm incredibly tight. Sometimes I can't even walk. I'm just so tight, but I love a tennis stick. Like, Jesus,
I think I love like the pain mixed with like how like when girls like anal like I've never done
I don't
like
know.
I
I
don't
can't
like
relate.
it. I've tried it one time. I'm like immediately out, get it out.
Yeah.
I hate it. But like girls are like if you just relax a little bit, like you stop noticing the pain and it becomes more pleasurable. Like but they have to work through that pain for it to find the pleasure.
Well, I think
that's me with my normal hole.
Oh no.
you have to relax
Yeah.
the
You gotta
sphincter.
you gotta relax.
I don't want to do it.
Relax the sphincter.
I said-
I've never done it. I just want.
I'm
I just
like,
wanted
well,
to say relax the
I've
sphincter.
heard that.
All right, well,
Actually,
as the anal ambassador, I want to say that I have done it. But this only happens like I only take it up the butt on like special days or like days when we're both like drunk. And when I'm drunk, I like
Do you prep?
no, well, not really. Like I know how my body
your
is.
butthole?
Like if I know, like okay, I haven't gone to the bathroom. Like I clean up, like whatever. But when it's like. When I'm like drunk, I want like nasty sex, like fuck it, put it all in me, whatever.
But what about a Chinese dude?
Huh?
Chinese dude. With
Oh,
the,
him? No. With him, I was just like, honey.
See,
no.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
no,
married
we're not gonna
that,
do that.
so there's
Yeah.
never gonna be anal.
That's not gonna
it's
happen.
not gonna happen.
Yeah, like I kind of
wild.
size it up for it's like, okay, you know what? That wouldn't hurt, so we're good. you
Right,
know?
right.
So it's kind of almost like an insult. Like if I let you in my ass, it means that
It's small enough to go in there.
small enough to go in there. But if I don't let you, take that as a compliment. You know, like if I refuse to have,
Yeah,
that's a fucking
that is a compliment.
Yeah.
You know, I had those like stories where like you think back on it 10 years later and you're like, okay, wait, that doesn't add up. I had a friend when we were in high school, so I must have been like 17 or so. She was dating this military guy, so like she thought this was it. She's
So they
getting
got married in a week.
Yeah, but like she thought at least, but no, they had anal within the week, right?
Oh, okay.
But I remember her calling me.
marriage. It's like marriage.
Yeah, I remember her
Commitment.
calling me and telling me about it. She was like, I had anal sex, and like she's my like older friend that is like
the way she says it.
experienced. And then I was like,
I'm like,
in the
oh my god! I'm like, you had anal sex, and she was like, yeah. I was like, well, was it fun? I was like, what happened? And she was like, I wouldn't advise it. I mean, we did it in the shower, and it was super messy, and I didn't like it.
Messy?
And like you know, at younger,
a colonic?
I'm like, oh, okay, ew, yeah, gross. And now I'm like, I've heard that it's really not that messy, and I'm like,
It's not.
what happened?
Yeah, did she shit all over him?
I mean, that's what I.
She on her
that's-
period too to add to
Yeah,
it.
I
Like,
don't
what the
never.
fuck?
and for them to be in
shower,
the
doesn't-
shower,
Yeah,
clean out. Like what's like
happening?
as though like he stuck it in and it just shot out like on the wall or some shit. Like, dude, that right when you were talking about that popped into
Yeah.
my head and I thought about it.
Maybe
I've
he
never had a
came
mess.
as she was shitting and it was a mess.
Oh
right?
no!
God, dude.
And then
Lord,
she
no.
threw up because it was disgusting and it's
Yeah.
just fluids everywhere.
And on that note, we have to break for an ad. Thank you to our sponsor today. All right, so I'm gonna talk about Third Love really quick because Third Love changed the game for me with bras.
Oh.
I used to think that Victoria's Secret was like the only place that
Same.
sold bras. I don't know why we all thought that. I think
They're really good with
children
the
of
ads.
the 90s. And then you find out that you've been wasting your money on these bras that don't fit your boobs right. And what I like about Third Love is they have like this online quiz where you kind of like answer different questions about your boobs, your boob shape, all the stuff that you were never asked before you purchased a bra in the past. And things like tight straps, the band that causes like back fat to show in the back, the gaps in the cups, all those things are not normal things. They're not things that should be part of your bra. So I did not know that before ordering a Third Love bra. And I am so happy to say that Third Love is my favorite bra ever. I'm wearing it right now. It's like the only bra that I ever like can fall asleep in. I don't like falling asleep in my bra,
Oh.
but anytime I've ever fallen asleep in a bra before, I've woken up and like taken it off at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And
Does
Third
yours
Love,
have
if
a
I pass
wire?
out, it's so comfortable that
there
I
wire?
don't even. There
She
a
is so
wire.
comfortable. She
Oh.
wakes up in another Third Love bra.
Yeah. So anyway, Third Love knows there's a perfect bra for everyone. So right now they are offering our listeners 15% off your first order. Go to thirdlove.com/BTCH now to find your perfect fitting bra and get 15% off your first purchase. That's thirdlove.com/BTCH for 15% off today.
Get your perfect over the shoulder boulder holders.
Oh my god.
Mine are like pebble holders, but you know, it works. And we're back. So, messy sex dicks. What were we talking about?
Dude, Gina's nasty ass sex life.
Damn,
She
girl.
She came out hot. She came out hot with that. She was like, "Hey, you fucking nasty bitch."
Look, I don't give it up often, but if I do, you getting it all.
Yeah,
all right?
Gina's the type to spit on a bald dude's head.
Yeah. Dude, have you ever sneezed a dick out before?
What? Sneezed a dick out? Can you elaborate?
This was probably one of the most funniest things that's ever happened to me ever. So like me and my man were having sex and then you know, like I was on birth control, so he came inside me, right? And then like after they come inside you, they kind of leave it in there.
Yeah. I like when they pump a little bit.
Yeah. Because I'm like, give it all. I want every drop,
Nasty,
right?
yeah.
So like so he's still inside me, and it's starting to get a little bit softer because we're done having sex, and all of a sudden a sneeze comes out, and when you sneeze,
Oh yes.
you contract.
I've done
everything,
that.
and his dick
and it popped out. I have done that.
that shit flew out, and I
Cough a little.
and then we just looked at each other like, oh. And then we started busting out laughing. That was by far one of the
For me,
funniest
I've
things.
laughed it out once before.
Yes, laughing during sex
yeah.
is the funniest. Like, it's the weirdest feeling because he said something that made me crack up, and he's still fucking me, and I'm like, stop it, stop! I'm trying to laugh, but he's like, I'm like stuck in between cracking up and pleasure at the same time, and it felt weird. I'm like, this is weird.
Why is that? Like it's connected to your vag muscles for some reason. Like,
Oh, that's true. Because even like
Funny.
sometimes on your period and then like you cough really badly or like
Ink?
sneeze
Yeah.
really bad. Yeah, and then you end up inking.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
god,
pretty weird.
Y'all
I did
are
that on the trampoline.
On the trampoline?
Yeah, a
Please.
trampoline. Like there's just gonna be a little bit that leaks out a little bit.
Oh no.
Bose. Like, I was streaming scary games a few weeks ago, and I screamed so loud I fucking inked hard. And I was on my stream. I was like, guys, I'm on my period, and you guys just made me ink really hard. Fuck. It was so bad.
word.
You were talking about?
Yeah, they knew. I'm like, because I told them, I was like, you guys ever watch Finding Nemo and the little squid or the little octopus?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys made me ink.
No, you say it exactly like her.
So that was me. I was like, oh, you guys just made me ink blood.
So has like a dick size ever like mattered to the point of breaking up?
Well,
Or,
like
like,
what
not
I
added-
Oh,
not
what
to-
I said in the
adds
last
to it.
episode, like I think I mean I don't know if it was its size, but like because of the dick, we just had to end it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was seeing a guy that was just it was fucking huge, and like it got to the point where like it was like I'm like, okay, this is gross because I can't. Your wiener is so big, and wieners are just ugly. So imagine something that's ugly and then it's bigger, you know, and like. And
What's uglier to you, like
Dude.
with the hood on or off?
Yeah, you're veiny.
What?
Or what is it?
Dude, I just said, I think that I feel like when God was just creating like genitals, he was like, this looks good and this looks good. And he was like, I don't really care about this part. Now let's go back down here. Like, like genitals are just like not that attractive. But like also, it's just it fucking hurt. Like imagine like you're like hanging out with your man watching TV, and then he's like, hey, do you want me to give you a fucking headache and like stretch your shit out? And I'm just
Yes,
like,
yes, I do. Yes, sign me up, please.
No, like it just like
100%.
it wasn't fun, but also it was and not even from a selfish standpoint for him. Like I knew I was not interested in having sex with him at all. Not even
Yeah.
in the slightest.
See,
Like,
to
get
me,
that fucking thing away from
It has to be about swagger. It has to be about swagger because, like, if you have a dick that hurts and then also you're not being, like, attractive personality wise to me, like, you're being a whiny little bitch boy or you're being, like, too aggressive and, like ego-y, it doesn't sound like your dick would feel good inside me. But if you're making me laugh and then, and you're like, yeah, I'm ready to do this, and you're all like, 9 inches hard, I'm like, yeah, I'm having a good time. Let's do it.
You gotta really think before you send a dick picture. Like if you've got a huge wiener, okay, and you're sitting there and you're looking at this picture of your wiener and you're like, I'm about to send this to this girl. You gotta think, is it a Nikki or is it a Bose?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you gotta know the girl.
It's not. I have a big dick. I'm gonna send this out.
You better send your clavicle to Bose.
Yeah.
You got a nice clavicle, you send it all to Bose.
Send me that fucking clavicle. But yeah,
clav
like
pic.
I mean, you really gotta think about that. And like, there's this annoying cockiness of some guys that like have big wieners, and they're like, you see how I'm like a child? I'm like
Yeah.
wiener.
Wiener. I call it wiener
But
sometimes.
see,
too,
that's
good.
the thing is like guys that have big wieners that like want to send it because they're being braggy about it. That's not the type of guy I would ever fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
So like
Yeah.
the guys that I've
His
fucked that-
personality is a small dick.
yeah.
Sure, you might have the big dick, but because you're trying to flaunt it out, it's like you're
Exactly.
fucking tiny.
Yeah.
The dudes that I've had sex with that had big dicks, I had no idea they were packing that before.
Yeah.
Like they were
Same.
just
Yes.
like nice and cool and funny, and I liked them. And then like, whoa, what a surprise!
Yeah.
what a
It's-
lovely surprise.
And I know that he's proud of it too, but he'll
Yeah.
never like just randomly send dick pics.
yeah, or talk about it.
Yeah, he really keeps it to himself, which makes it so much hotter.
it does.
yeah, like damn, I found out your secret. That's all mine.
Yeah, when you send it, I'm like, oh, I didn't need to know. Like,
Yeah,
now, now I'm
exactly.
kind of like, oh, you're like braggy about it. I don't know what the female equivalent of that would be. Like a girl that knows she's hot.
No,
and
that's
so-
the same exact thing.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
guys, I don't like guys who know they're hot because there are some fine guys. And the moment I find out that they know they're hot, I'm like, I'm good. You're
That's
fine.
hot
That
now.
means your personality's kind of
Yeah,
shit.
like I need
Same
you to
thing with
hate
your dick.
yourself like
Like
a
you're
little
leaning
bit.
too hard on that
Yeah.
hotness and not enough into like a personality or developing anything
Exactly.
interesting
I
about
wonder
yourself.
how like a guy can find out what type of girl she is. Like if
you're
like,
like
if
a
you
Bose.
want a
Talk about
big, a Bose or a Nikki, like big dick or regular whatever.
That's a,
dick.
wow.
Like
That's
what
a
gives it
great
away?
question.
Like how would the guy know?
Communication,
She
man.
likes to dominate. I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with that.
No, not necessarily. Like, I mean, I tell my boy all the time, I'm like, dude, if you hit another quarter inch, you would be back on Tinder. I would be going my separate way.
Really? So it
yeah,
matters
he
a lot.
just barely missed the mark.
cut.
Yeah, because that shit fucking hurts, you know?
Wow.
And actually, that's one thing you can look at. What's her stature? Like, you know, is she taller? Is she shorter? If she's 5 feet tall and you're like, I've got fucking 10 inches for you, baby. Like,
I mean, that could surprise you. Some women
Yeah,
are built
yeah.
differently.
Because I have
like
a
just like the
friend,
same reason,
she
like how
looks
guys
like a
have different
child.
sized dicks, women have different sized vaginas.
It's true.
yeah.
There's one of my best friends. She looks like a child, and her like she's like 4'10" or something like that.
taking
And
fists in that
her
bitch.
husband is like 6'2", and she likes it. She
Damn.
like.
I mean, look at Shaq
that
and his girl.
size. I got.
I
this.
know, right?
Nikki, are you an adrenaline junkie?
No.
No, you're
I
not.
mean, I like roller coasters.
You like a little bit of excitement.
But I don't like feeling like I'm gonna die.
Okay, all right. Do you
do.
like pain at all?
I like humiliation, like in fantasies. Like I like,
Okay.
like how Gina likes it. So, the domination thing of like the being completely dominated. So
Yeah.
like,
But humiliation?
like like where they degrade you, like where
Yeah.
they're like,
Like what point
like that
of
kind
humiliation?
like like dirty talk, like
Like, don't make me eat dog shit.
yeah,
Like, emotionally abuse
just,
me a
like,
little.
being-
okay,
Oh, yeah.
emotionally
Being
abused.
owned.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want to be treated like a dumb bimbo.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like-
Do you have a humiliation fetish?
I don't know.
I have a
don't.
humiliation fetish. So
I
now we
don't.
got 3 out of 4.
Yeah, I don't like
That's
that.
the determining factor of
Sometimes I'm trying
Yeah.
to figure out like if I'm a submissive or a dominating kind of person, because like I
you
don't
just
know.
don't like it to go too far.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I guess like I'm in betweener. I'm not that fun, but sometimes
still fun.
I tend to be more dominating though.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
it's because the guy tends to be more submissive, not like intentionally. It's like, I don't know.
Tiff is like one of those cute doms that comes in and it was like, take my fucking shoes off.
all her leather straps are pink and purple.
Yeah.
How cute. That's
Cute.
super
They're fun.
Dude, I could see Tiff being like a good dom. Like I could totally see that shit.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time I tend to find myself on top. I don't know.
No, that's
I'm just like, I'm
that's
writing
like-
you.
that-
Like,
I mean, like,
Nice,
no, I can
nice.
see, like, Tiff comes home and she's like, did you work out today? Why not? Are you going later?
Yeah, keep your body
Do you want to
tight.
eat? I see it like
Short leash.
It's like deep
It's in
inside
there.
Tiff. It just has to come out.
in there.
It's in there.
How about weird shaped dicks? Like not necessarily like length or.
Oh, I had
it's
one that
not-
curved once.
Oh
That
wait,
was interesting.
Sorry, we're gonna talk about this in 2 seconds after this ad break.
I got my Buffy, y'all. I finally got it. They tried to take it from me. It's mine now. I especially recommend it for especially Brizzles. If you're on like birth control or something and you got night sweats, no more night sweats. You know, when your man comes over and he's like, wow, I really like her, but she's really sweaty. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Cruelty free, made of eucalyptus.
Ooh.
Who
Soft,
tried to take it from you?
beautiful.
We wanted it.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie. I did.
I
tried.
wanted it.
I mean, it was sitting over there and then somebody moved it. So I don't know why. Look, because you listen to our podcast, we are giving you $20 off of your Buffy comforter. All you got to do is go to buffy.co and enter the code BTCH. That's buffy.co and enter BTCH. Do you want to stop sweating?
It's
Do you?
hypoallergenic too. So if you are allergic to down comforters, first of all, do you know how they make those things?
Ooh, and you know, I'm one
Don't-
of those
don't
people
do it.
that like I love to have like a big, like comfy, heavy blanket, but then
then
leave
also-
the fan or the
Yeah.
AC
Yeah.
on.
Oh, I stick a foot out.
Oh, yeah, yes. Yeah, and you know what? Like, you got to stick the foot out just the right amount so it's the right temperature, you know? Look, you don't even have to worry about that with Buffy. Go get your Buffy,
Breathable.
buffy.co, and then enter the code
BTCH.
BTCH.
$20 off.
BTCH.
And we're back. Okay, how
I-
about let's talk about these odd shaped dicks and also girth, width. Like, how about that? Like, that's something to consider. Maybe you have a shorter dick, but it's girthy. I sometimes think that that's more important.
While we explore this, I still want to find out what is the definitive. I want to answer the question because it's such a good question. I want to figure out what is the definitive difference between you and me and how people can tell are they a Nikki or are they a Bose before they send off that wiener picture.
Right.
I don't
Before they
think
get
you ever
embarrassed?
can.
I don't think you
there
can.
is an answer for that because everyone's built a little bit different.
I know. Psychological issues.
That's what I was trying to dive into. I was like, because you said that you love the rush of like arguing and stuff like that, and like I'm not like that, you know. Like I'm trying to like.
No, I like being completely 100%
We need to do a
dominated,
scientific
and if you
study
have a
on this.
if you have a big
Find a
dick,
conclusion.
You're dominant. That's true.
I'm getting completely dominated.
Oh, that's interesting, Gina.
I don't know. I don't know if it has to do.
But
with
if you
anything.
can dominate me with a small dick, that's fine. I've just never.
I would
it doesn't
be
have to
in-
do anything with dicks.
If a guy could dominate me with a small wiener, I would be like, I would respect. Like,
Yeah.
I kind of, you know, like, I think I would enjoy that.
Because if a guy had a big dick and wasn't confident about it, I don't think sex would be enjoyable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it really isn't about solely dick size. It's about
definitely
the personality. And
because like I had this one guy once that he was definitely one of the growers, and so when he was not growing, like it was just like, you know, in the beginning of it, he had such low confidence, and I'm like, dude, you're good. When it's hard, like just wait till it gets there. Like chill out. Like
Yeah, I've seen some guys who are like, "Don't look at me soft." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up." It's like, "Oh, don't look at me. I have no makeup on." Shut up.
Yeah.
Dude. You know, it's fine. Fuck, I know what's underneath it. I know what's gonna happen.
yeah,
We're
first
good.
of all, you're mine, and I'll look at you whenever the fuck I want.
Exactly.
Damn.
That dick is
aggressive.
mine.
I think
That's
there's a clear
dominating
difference
bit.
between a Nikki and a Bose.
Yeah, it's like we can't give you the question to ask. Like, you know, like when you're doing your like, let's do 25 questions. Like you slide that one question in to figure out if she likes big dicks or not.
I'm down for that. I like the communication. I like when people are super open. Like, so what are you into? I'm like, all right, look, I like to get choked the fuck out. All right? Like, I will let you know. I think the one thing that I don't know how to work with, and I have like probably like zero experience in, is uncircumcised dicks. I have no idea how to work with those. Do you pull it back and then
No, it goes back on
no,
its own.
Okay.
When it gets hard, it's just
Or like
goes back
hand-
and it's like a normal dick.
or
I mean,
like
like a
hand
not
jobs.
normal, but like it's like a same. It looks the same as an uncircumcised.
Okay, but
as a
like
circumcised
hand
dick.
jobs, do you rub it with the skin or without the skin? You know what I mean? Like like, does the condom go over the
Actually,
foreskin? Like, I have
I'm
no
picturing
experience.
Gina like giving a hand job to an uncircumcised dick, and she's like, "Can you feel that?"
That would be me. I'm like, damn,
But honestly, you don't really. Well, for the penises that I've been with that are not circumcised, didn't need like a lube or lotion.
yeah, they already have
it.
it's already there.
Yeah.
It's like good to go. You just,
nature's lube.
that's it.
That's pretty cool. But it's still the thing is like,
It's like you were meant to have that foreskin there.
Sorry, what liquid is emitting from the hood that causes lubrication?
I don't think it's from the hood.
inside.
It's from the actual like urethra hole that they secrete, like
Yeah.
you know, the pre-cum, and then it gets like into the hood as you're rubbing it.
Yeah. Yeah. She learned something new today. She is shocked. She
she had to
Because that just deconstructed what I thought an uncircumcised wiener looked like.
Well, have you never been with one?
I don't think I haven't seen a lot of dicks.
Yeah,
dude.
I'm not experiencing that at all. I have no idea how it works.
Yeah, it's just like it just when it gets hard, the foreskin falls back, and it's like a circumcised.
But you know what though? It is slightly more. It's interesting when you get an uncircumcised dick that's like extra skin. That one
like
is
a
weird.
long sleeve t-shirt.
It's like
Like a
really,
sock.
it's like extra
Yeah,
long,
yeah, yeah.
extra
Okay.
long sock when you're
Yeah.
just like pulling it back. Like
Yeah.
when is this gonna end?
a magician.
I haven't dealt with that.
That one's interesting.
Listen,
You fucking pull it all the way up and tie it at the top and seal it.
I'm glad we're talking about this actually because, like, you know, I don't want anyone out there to feel like their dick's weird because dicks are like own what you got. Like
Yeah.
I've been with all kinds of dick shapes, and I think
Same,
it's
girl.
all about the person that's owning the dick.
Yeah, yeah.
Like one dick that the guy I lost my virginity to, he had a curved dick, and so I thought that all dicks were curved.
Oh, okay.
For a long time.
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
yeah, I thought that, like it was curved up like this, and so like
Wow, that's
certain-
actually optimal.
yeah. So certain.
Oh
positions
yeah,
that I
the
thought were-
shape, like the yeah, that's
Up?
true.
Yeah.
I thought I completely liked like certain positions, and then like when I was with a guy that didn't have a curved dick, I was like, oh, that position doesn't work as well. And
I had a boyfriend that had his dick curved to the left. But
Yeah.
we didn't have sex. Like the most we ever did, like I gave him a hand job, and it was just like, whoa, this is weird.
Why am
like,
I like, turning a car?
there's,
now.
there's
Weird.
some that curve slightly down. Like I think it's called Peyronie's or something like that.
Oh, there's a name.
Perennial? Perennial?
Yeah. It curves slightly down.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But it like feels good.
Yeah.
Do you guys have even labias? Menorahs?
Yes.
What's that?
The inside loop.
Have you ever seen that?
think
There's
so?
like an image that floated around the internet, and it's like a vagina chart, and there's like 20 different pictures. Like, have you ever seen
Yeah, I've seen that.
I saw
haven't
it in my
seen it.
late 20s and I had no idea there were that many different vaginas.
Same.
And I was
but-
showing Steve and I was like, what the fuck? There's other kinds of vaginas? And he was like, yeah, like I've been with these. And he like showed the circle. I was like,
shit.
what?
I immediately looked at the one that looked like mine, and I was like, "Oh, this looks better than the other one."
No,
You like judges?
like guys would message me like, "Are you an innie or an outie?" And I'm looking at my belly button. I'm like, I don't know what. And then
It's just when you're so used to seeing one kind, because I didn't really watch like a lot of porn. Like, and
Yeah.
at least the porn that I had seen, they all had the same like kind of vagina.
Yeah, yeah.
So like I had just didn't know. And
You know
so
what's
I
a
was, like,
trip?
looking at different kinds. I was like, wow, that's
My vagina changed after having Isaac, and he didn't even go out that way.
what? Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Like I had a C-section, and so I'm like, what the fuck? You weren't even used. Like, what
Yeah.
happened? But it did change. You weren't even
Wow.
used.
Oh my
Yeah. I'm
gosh.
like, you were just used to
even
make
just the
him.
weight of the pregnancy like dropped.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe, but it definitely like I got
Do you think
sad.
it started like pushing
'Cause,
an
like, same
organ
with
out
my
of your
boobs.
vagina?
Like same with my boobs, like they got saggier and like sadder, and my vagina got sadder too. And I'm
Oh.
like, what the fuck? Like,
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
gravity?
Never having kids.
To be
Holy
fair,
fuck.
Tiff, everything looks fucking lit.
Thanks.
Yeah, all Geo
you.
shit looks pretty lit too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yo, y'all compared vaginas? How come I wasn't there for the group chat?
No, I wasn't looking. I was just like judging like
Oh,
based on the
got it,
outside.
got
I
it,
don't, yeah, I don't know.
well, you know what? Like we have been naked around each other. Well, not
have.
not in front
But
of
not, like,
Nikki and
spreading.
Bozo.
I think
But
Gina
we've
and I have been
never-
naked. Have we been naked?
We've been topless.
We forgot to bring underwear. Or wait, what did we forget to bring? We forgot to bring pajamas or something
Oh yeah,
in
yeah,
Vegas.
yeah. We didn't bring things to sleep in. So at the first night, we're like,
Yeah.
all right, look, bitch, I'm just wearing underwear. Like, all right, bet. Like it was nice. So-
And then Tiff came into our room in the morning. Like I remember you came in and you were just laying in the bed next to me, and I was like, I don't have a shirt or a bra.
Like, yeah, you bitches were topless. I'm like,
yeah. Yeah, it was every guy's pretty much dream in Vegas. Like day one, it's like your titties are out because mine are right now.
I know. I kind of felt left out.
It was
I'm
like,
should
do I need to
should
take
top
my-
off? Like, what the fuck?
Come in, you're like, I have coffee. Oh, we're taking titties.
Okay, let's do this.
We're gonna do a whole episode where it's all of us sitting around the table topless, but it's censored, and we're like, well, yours look good, but like none of you guys will be able to see like what the breasts actually look like.
That'll be awesome.
But see, I think that's what's good about talking about this is because a lot of people just want to know that they're normal. Like everyone wants to know, like, am I weird? Am I normal?
Yeah.
And a lot of guys go through this with dicks. I think, like, is my size big enough? Or am I normal? Is it weird shaped or whatever? And girls with like have the same thing, like
Yeah,
with vaginas
exactly.
and boobs and all kinds of different body parts and. It's about owning it. Whatever you got, you just have to own it.
Yeah.
And that's what's sexy about it.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
shoes. Just find your shoe. Just find your matching vagina, and you're good to go.
Cinderella
Yeah.
the Cinderella. I'm waiting for my Cinderella dick.
No, that's why it was interesting because Isaac once asked me, my son, my 11-year-old son, he asked me, like, oh, because I try to keep the conversation of sex as open as possible. And so I try to never I never want him to feel uncomfortable to ask me anything. So one time he asked me, like, oh, I forgot the way he phrased it, but pretty much the question was like, do you only have sex when you're married? And so I pretty much told him, like, you know what? A lot of old school people think that you should wait to have sex for the first time once you get married, but I don't agree with that. And I feel like you should really find out what works with you. And once you find that, then that's when you marry it. But I told my own son, like, I really don't believe that you should wait till marriage. Because once you're married, like, that's it. Like, you can't pussy out and, like, you know, you have to make it work. So
That's really
I don't
healthy.
know. Yeah, no, Tiff, you tripping? Because I'd be like, you wait until you get out of this damn house. When you move out, then you could sleep. Then go ahead, because I won't have
I
to
should have
know.
added that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't want him fucking in my house.
Yeah, I can't, like, when I have a kid, like, I don't even know how I'm going to discuss, like, you know, like, topics about, like, sex and, like, maturity and stuff like that. But all I know for damn sure is I need to know where you're going. You need to have your cell phone on you at all times. You're not fucking anyone.
You have to start the conversation since they're little, like really
Yeah.
little. I started talking to him about like, oh, you know, you boys have a wee wee and girls have this or whatever. And then like based on the age, like you make the conversation match his age.
Yeah.
So that I made sure, like, because I grew up in a household that you never talk about sex. Like, you never talk
Yeah,
about
me
anything. Like, my mom would cover my eyes whenever people would be kissing in a movie.
Yeah.
And it made me want to know even more.
Me too.
And, like, it made me, like, really fucking curious. So I was just like, listen, we got to just put it all out
She
there.
didn't want to have to deal with a horny child.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I don't.
But hiding it made her more horny.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, question for you guys. So put yourself in mom mode for a second.
Yeah.
You have a child, you have a son, okay? Your son is 14. His girlfriend wants to come over. Is that cool?
You leave the door open.
If am I there?
Yeah, that's my question. Is the door, is he allowed to shut the door? Or does
Oh,
the
you're
door have to
in
be
the
open?
room?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Door is
wasn't allowed
open.
to have any boys in my room at all. Door open, door closed, nothing. But we were able to hang out in the living room.
Would
Yeah, that's
you
cool.
would you say living room? Would you say bedroom, shut the door open?
Living room.
Living room.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I would
I am not taking care of a goddamn grandchild.
Nah.
All right. Fuck no, dude.
Also,
Yeah.
you know what? I think that's fair because what the hell y'all got to do in your room? You get the Xbox in there, take it out.
Yeah.
Go on,
Yep,
bring it on out in the living room.
They could hang out in the
You tired?
backyard.
You want to lay down? Lay down on the couch. You know, like you're
Yeah, I
good.
told Isaac, I'm like, listen, you just only have to promise me that you never get anyone pregnant until you're ready for a child. You don't go to jail and just don't do anything stupid where you're risking your life and you're pretty much like, you're gonna die. So I'm like, just please don't do those 3 things to me.
Yeah.
Like, please.
God, having kids is fucking scary. You guys have to go through all these talks. Like, because if I know that if my kid turned out like anything like me, I would be terrified.
Same.
Yeah.
That's why I'm scared. I had to
that.
keep that shit like wide open when it came to sex. Cause I got pregnant at 17. I was just like, get me out of my house. And for some reason I saw like, just boyfriend is the way out. And then
Yeah.
I got pregnant.
And before we move on, just a quick word from one of our sponsors, Bose.
Y'all know when you walk in the coffee shop and you see that cute girl on her laptop with her coffee just typing away. She's not on social media. She's on HoneyBook because she runs a business. She's a freelancer. She's got to send out invoices, collect invoices, do mailing advertisements, everything. Gina, what do you
HoneyBook's
do
gonna
on
repo
there?
your car. You ain't get your car taken away. HoneyBook will get it back for you.
See, I can be that bitch even though I'm not organized, but I can fake it because HoneyBook takes care of that in one software. It does everything for you in one place.
Skip the manager, skip the assistant. HoneyBook on your laptop, on your phone, in your head.
You don't need a lawyer. We just got a beefy HoneyBook showing up at your door.
Well, I mean,
You still look like you got your shit together, and HoneyBook does that for you.
Dude, we're not kidding. This app, the software
it all.
does everything to the point that we started scrolling through. We were like, does it do this too? Does it do this?
It does QuickBooks.
Think you're running
Google-
your business? Nah, HoneyBook's gonna take your
HoneyBook's
business.
running-
But it's compatible with QuickBooks, Google Suite, and MailChimp. And for our viewers now, thank
And
you for
listeners.
listening to us. We are giving you 50% off your first year, a whole
year.
50.
Monthly
Get
or
so
annual.
productive in that 1 year.
50% off your year. Just all you have to do is go to honeybook.com and use the promo code BTCH for 50% off your first year. Again, that's honeybook.com and use the promo code BTCH. Get paid faster and work smarter with honeybook.com. Promo code BTCH. Fake it till you make it. Make it look like you got your shit together.
Do it, girl.
Or guy. And wow, what a great sponsor. Thank you for sponsoring us today. We're back. Dicks.
Yep.
Wieners.
Get on them.
Have you guys
Or
ever had
don't.
a dream that you had a dick?
No, I've
Yes.
always wanted a dick for a day though.
Yeah, I've had multiple dreams where I have a penis and it's always me in the bathroom and I'm about to go pee and I'm like holding it in my hands and I'm like, whoa, this is what it feels like to be like to have one between my legs.
Yeah.
And it's always such a trip and I wake up and I'm like, oh, thank God I'm still a girl. Like
The first thing you would do if you had one.
I would jack off.
I want to know what it feels to jack off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I would do the helicopter thing because that looks really fun. Yeah.
Wait, I feel like we don't have like the full spectrum of representation as far as their sexualities go. Unless, wait, does you like girls at all?
I think
No.
yeah. I've been
But
having a
both
lot
her
of,
and Tiff like
We like
lesbian
lesbian porn.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But-
and then I feel like all of us are like basically straight. And then we have Jess that's like
super straight.
Mega straight.
like super straight, but like only into gay dudes.
Oh, weird. Okay, yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Like
I've been
like
having
straight
a lot
dude.
of I've been having a lot of lesbian dreams lately, but
Oh.
it's I wake up I was like, oh, that's fucking cool, but then I never to me I'm just like, but I'm not gonna go out and try to get a girl or anything. Like I've experimented before, but it was just not for me.
Have you ever had a
How
wet
did you
dream?
experiment?
I had a threesome.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
What? Like
Yeah.
with two
Whoa.
girls or with a guy and a
2 girls and a
real
guy.
life?
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
wait,
What was
you
that
were you
like?
one of the 2 girls or
Yeah.
was it 4?
No, it was me, another girl, and a guy.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
How does that even
Yeah.
happen?
How did that work?
So when I was like 18, 19, I was going through like my exploration phase and I was like go-go dancing and I did a lot of this is when I was like what was it? Go-go dancing at it's like these goth clubs or whatever, and I was like with a lot of burners, like Burning Man people, and they're very open. I call them white people, like the white people. Like all my white friends were super open and like they're hippies and they're super like sexual, you know. And it was fucking cool. Like we'd walk around like topless and stuff, and we did like a goth fashion show at this club. And there was this girl there, and she was like kind of drunk, and then she was the sweetest little thing in the world, right? She was like smaller than me, and she was kind of drunk. She was like, "Do you like girls?"
Gina's like, now I want to fucking dominate you.
And then I was like, I don't know, like I'm kind of open because I was like all about exploration. And then she was like, and then she introduced her boyfriend, like, this is my boyfriend. And he was like the sweet thing too. And like we're all goth kids together, right?
Oh my god.
Because I grew up as a goth kid in high school, and then I was like, oh, cool. And then I thought we were just gonna be like kind of friends and hang out. And this is like, I was in, I just moved to LA for like a few years, so I was still trying to make friends here and there.
From
and then,
NorCal.
From NorCal, yeah, from Northern California. And then I went to go hang out with him, and then she kind of like, it was really cute. Like he left the room, she was like, so I don't know how to bring this up to you, but so he and I have been together for about like 10 years or so. They're a little bit older than me. But I've always, like recently, I kind of realized that I'm kind of a lesbian more, but I still love him so much because we've been in each other's lives for so long that they still loved each other so much that they were still together. And he was open to letting her fulfill what she wanted and what she needed. So I was like, oh, cool. And then she was like, and I was wondering, like, maybe, like, do you think I can kiss you? And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's cool.
And he wasn't in the room.
He wasn't in the room. And then I was like, is this okay with him? Because I wanted to be really respectful. She's like, yeah, it's super okay because, you know, we're trying to look for like a third person. And I was like,
Whoa.
yeah, all right, cool. And then so,
I wonder if he would have been that cool and like open if she wanted to fuck another guy.
yeah, I wonder too.
Yeah.
Probably not.
So he came back in the room and she's like, do you think we can do it in front of him? Like just make out in front of him? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then so they proposed, like it was really sweet. Like they were it wasn't like weird or like, hey, you know? She's
Yeah.
like, hey, so do you think that we can, you know, add you as a third to our relationship? Like we've always wanted to try like another girl in our relationship. And I was like, yeah, that's really sweet that you're letting her do that, you know? So the next time I saw her, we went to go watch a movie. It was, I remember too, it was 30 Days of Night. It was a dope vampire movie because we were so fucking goth. And, and, you know, we were sitting in the theater and then this was like my first time ever experiencing this. So I was like, so, you know, what are the boundaries? I want to ask you, like, what's off limits? What's okay? Like, do you mind if he and I have sex? Is it just you and me? Or like, and I really wanted to understand what she wanted, and what was okay. And she was like, thank you so much for asking, you know, like we've tried other people in the past and they were kind of rude, like they didn't understand the boundaries and it didn't work out. So she's like, thank you so much for asking. So later on that night we did have sex. Like it was really, for me it wasn't like, oh, nasty, blah blah. I was like, this is actually kind of beautiful.
Like she like ate you out or what?
Yeah, but we were super clean about it. They had this really interesting process where they put saran wrap, like they'll take a
Oh.
sheet of saran wrap and then lay it over her pussy, and then
Huh?
like, and yeah, and that's how I would, you know, go down on her because like
Oh.
we would never exchange fluids.
Oh.
Yeah, they were super clean.
Oh, so
and like,
through the saran wrap?
yeah.
Whoa.
And then so like, or like if he
Weird.
had his fingers in me, he would go wash his hands first and then switch over to her. Like
Oh,
we never
wow.
exchanged fluids.
Wow.
They were really sweet about
Did you
it.
have sex with him?
Yeah. And she was like totally okay with that. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. But for me, it was more like, it wasn't like dirty, nasty, fuck yeah, fantasy. It was more like, this is actually really sweet that he's
sweet.
doing this for her.
Yeah.
You know, and they were like so in love.
Is that the
about it.
trade-off that like if she gets to fuck you, then he gets to fuck you? Is it like that?
Oh, that was
Was
their
he into
agreement.
it too?
Yeah,
like,
he loved
or
it.
was it more like he's focused on her having a good time?
It was he loved it, but I kind of understood, like we both had an understanding that it was more for her. So it was like, let's get her off first and make sure she's happy first. And then at the end of it all, we cuddled in the same bed. He was like, well, why don't you get in the middle? Because I know she wants to cuddle with you.
How cute.
I know, it was like the cutest thing in the world. I'm like, this isn't even nasty. This is adorable,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, that was actually a really cool
Yeah, that's the
experience.
sweetest sex story you've
Yeah.
shared.
I know, right?
And
The
it's
most
like
wholesome-
a threesome. Anyway, it was super, super sweet, super
It was
adorable.
wholesome. And then so afterwards, like, would I do it again? No, not really, because I realized that when it comes to sex, I like all the attention on me. You know, like I want what I have and I want
Yeah.
you only. And I want you to pay attention to me only. And I want to pay attention to you only and not have to worry about two different people.
Right.
Which is cool. But I'm not saying that I'm not down for a dude girl situation. Because I've always wanted
Devil's
to try that.
That's I've always wanted that too, but I would never do it.
Yeah.
And that was like a when I was single, maybe
Yeah.
like would have happened
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I would never do it if I was in a relationship. Like,
Same. Yeah.
if I saw Steve with another, like if we were trying to do a threesome and he like fucked another girl, I couldn't handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And-
I'm
and
too
same-
possessive for that. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not fucking sharing.
It's like we're too in
Go away.
love at this point. But if it was two people I didn't care about at all, like there was no emotional
Exactly.
attachment, then maybe that would have been cool.
And that's what I said to my, the guy that I date too. It's just like, I like you too much. I don't want to share you. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't want you to share me either. But if I was single and that shit was going down, I'm fucking down, dude. But the problem with it is that it's really hard to find two dudes that are down. So
Yeah.
can you do?
That sounds stressful for me because, I'm thinking about there's two penises. You only
too
need
much.
one penis.
No, there's a mouth and then there's a hole.
That's where it gets confusing for me
Nah.
because, like, when there are two things, these two things go together. Now, when there's three, now there's multiple pairs. Now you have 16 combinations.
drowning in dicks.
You know what it
It
is?
is like that for me, and it's very stressful.
I like it because I'm stressed out by normal life, and that makes me not be able to think about anything else. There's
Yeah.
too many dicks going on.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I can't
Imagine-
think about anything.
You
else.
understand it.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
get it. It's just
like
like,
in
oh,
normal
what
life, I have to
do?
think of 10,000 things. So many dicks makes me not think about anything else. I'm
So
just trying to
in
handle
this
these
fantasy
dicks.
of yours with two dicks, like,
Yeah.
would you be down for them to get shit going too?
No.
No. This is me.
yeah.
That's
me,
why I'm
me,
like,
me,
that's
me.
too much.
I'm imagining Jess coming in like, yes, yes.
She went home. What the fuck? Where'd she come
That's her
from?
dream come true.
Jess pulls out like one of those sticks and it's like, you put that in that. Now you take that finger and
my God.
yeah. All right, now hold that right there. Like,
I think the hot thing about it is it's like multiple men that want to make me feel good. You know, that shit's dope.
It's not. Oh, for me, it's like I don't want them to make me feel good. I want
You wanna
them
be
to
used.
use me.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
There's a hoary side of it too.
yeah.
I
There's
dig
like
it. I dig it.
my pleasure is irrelevant. Like they need to use me.
Oh, okay.
Or, like,
That's where you get your pleasure.
Yeah, but then afterwards, like after all the sex is done, I need them to be really nice and like polite.
Aftercare.
Like I can't have you like continue
Gentlemen.
it after the sex. Like after Steve and I do that, and like
Aftercare.
yeah, it's like
It's important.
I love you so much. You're so cool. Like
Yeah, it's super important.
Yeah.
No, that's actually
like a safety thing.
Yeah, it's a huge thing in the fetish community when you have like super like extreme sex like that. Aftercare is a huge thing. Like you have to take care of them afterwards. Like, hey, are you okay? Did I hurt you? Do you need anything? It's like the sweetest thing.
Yeah, it's like
Balance
none of
it
that
out.
was real. Like you have worth as a person.
Exactly. Yeah, you're
But
not a broke
just
whore.
because like because that's a fantasy doesn't mean
Yeah.
like you actually want people to treat you like that or
Exactly.
I wonder if it's a similar fetish for guys. Like, of course, guys want to have a threesome with two girls, right? But I feel like there's a type of threesome where the two girls are like, everything's just fucking nasty, But then what if there's like a threesome where like the two women are like just using the guy for
They
like,
have those.
their
Reverse
pleasure,
gangbangs.
Yeah. Like, I feel like some guys would
They
be
have
like
ball gags and
super
stuff.
into that,
They're called if you go on Pornhub and look up reverse gangbang, that's a thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah. So
Now
one
I'm
dude with a
curious.
bunch of chicks.
yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and meanwhile, that to me, I'm interested. Like, oh, I'd like to see that. And then you, like,
Yeah,
well,
we're
you
like-
guys,
yeah.
dude, I dead ass, I caught myself because like while you were listening to yours, I had like this most judgmental face on because I was like, ew.
Don't yuck someone's yum, okay?
I was like, I was like, Bose, straighten your face out. And it was like, I was raised Christian.
And then you're like, wait, a bunch of girls banging a dude?
yeah, and then I'm like, use it for my own
And
pleasure.
both of us are like,
Yeah, you guys are like, I don't know about that. And I'm like, yeah.
I actually taught Nikki that because I went on her podcast.
yeah,
I
we're
went
talking about
to,
orgies.
I
And
went to
swinger parties.
I used to go to swinger parties, and it was because me and the guy that I was dating, we didn't like sharing each other or whatever. We just liked watching people, and we liked being in a room where people can
Voyeurism.
Yeah, voyeurism. So I liked being watched while I was having sex. And when you're new to the club, they make you come an hour early, and you have to go through like an orientation, like a safety, and like what you can do, what you can't do. And the phrase that they taught us was, "Don't yuck someone's yum." It was like, oh, that's actually really cute.
Yeah.
And then later on, I found out she was actually a school teacher. I was like, wow, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It was
she
adorable.
like imagine her, a kindergarten teacher, saying that to kids, knowing that she's going to the BDSM club later that night.
Oh my God.
saying the same thing.
Damn.
No yucking someone's yum.
No, for me, I think like I tried thinking about it. I'm like, because I'm the type of person that I want to always try something once, like everything once.
Yeah.
That's
And but I try to think about like the threesome stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, because I watch lesbian porn, but after I kissed a girl in high school, to me that was like the most like weirdest, like unnatural for me.
Yeah.
Where I was like, I can't. Like it's too soft. Like and then some of the girls in high school, they would have their experimental phases too, where they'd be like, yeah, last night we went to this house party and I ate that girl out, and I'm like,
Ooh.
How do you talk about that so casually?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I mean,
in high school.
because in high school you're trying to be cool. So it's like,
Is
I'm
that
so
edgy?
cool that I did this.
You know, actually, on the contrary, like on a like not necessarily sad, but like on a like different perspective, like. Okay, you guys know how like some women might become lesbians after having some really bad experiences with men.
Yeah.
I've been cornered by 2 lesbians in in incredibly traumatizing situations. Like the first one being like there was this girl that like my 2 friends would always stay at her house, and she was a year older than us, and like they would hang out with her, and she was like popular and kind of cool, but like looked like short blonde hair, you know, da 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 da. And I wanted to be her friend too, so I went to crash at her house one night too. She invited me to stay over. She had this big house. Her parents were like good parents with like cookies on the table and stuff. And it was just like a regular sleepover. We were like 15 or so. We go to bed and she tries to make a move on me. And I'm like, and then that's when it clicks. I'm like, oh, this is what my friends were doing with this girl. And I'm like, well, she assumed that because I was friends with them, that like this was a little threesome that we were just fucking having like every night. And so she kept pushing me to like do shit with me. And I'm like, no, bro, I'm fucking good. Like I am beyond good. And I had to stay at this girl's house. And then she was pissed at me because I didn't want to fuck around with her. Next day I come to school, this girl told everyone that I had fucked her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, and it's no different than a guy doing that. And so that was very embarrassing, like upsetting for me. Like, I mean, of course now, like if somebody says, oh, we fucked her, like we know how to handle that at our age. But at 15, that's kind of like,
and then devastating.
It really is. And I was also raised as like a Christian, which I wasn't Christian at the time. But for me, it was like, you're telling everyone that I did this horrible thing that like my mother would be like so upset about. And so that was very traumatizing for me. And because of that and a few other things, I ended up going to a different school. And so I'm already like, I don't like girls, like, you know?
Yeah.
And then a few years later, something similar happened with a girl I worked with. I went to her apartment with another friend and they were drinking. And I was 20 at the time. And like she was older, so she could like get alcohol. And so I went to her house. She lived like, I think like maybe 3 miles away from me. And so I drove over there after work. We drank, like we all had fun or whatever. And I got like super drunk because I was only 20. And she was like, oh, you can crash here. And even though I had that bad experience, I still was like of a sound mind enough to not be like, oh, not every girl wants to fuck me. Not every girl's into me. And so I slept over at her house and she was like, oh, you can sleep in my bed. It's totally cool. I'm like, all right, great. I fucking wake up and she's trying to do shit to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's
like
so
dead
gross.
ass. And like,
That to me is like the biggest like no. Like don't fucking touch me if I'm sleeping.
do not. And like also like, there was already a previous like, I'm not gonna do anything. And like I trust you, So I wake up and like I immediately get like a little traumatized back to this other girl trying to fucking do shit
because
with
it
me.
triggered that.
Exactly. I get in my car wasted and drive home and I'm like, nah, never talk to her again.
Yeah.
So like for me, I've had predatory women like come on to me, and maybe it's because I gave off some masculine energy. They were like, yeah, we can fucking turn her out. And I'm like, I'm good, like no hard feelings or anything, but like no, I couldn't do threesomes. I'm not really like into girls. Like it's just, and it's because I had some unfortunate experiences before and it just turned me off in general.
That's so shitty, dude.
Yeah, but it's it's no different than like when a guy does that
Absolutely
to a girl.
not.
Yeah.
But it's something I've never talked about because like, and also 10 years ago, like not a lot of people were out. Like now it's so much more common to be accepted by LGBTQ people or like, the community, and like, everyone's fucking great. The community is great. But for me personally, because of those experiences, I'm just not into women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like I just realized that afterwards, like after that whole the whole experience, I was like, I mean, it's cool. I appreciate beautiful women. Like I love beautiful women.
Yeah, dude, my boy and I all the time, we look at girls, we'll be like, she's fucking cute, like we do that all the time.
Exactly. I'm all about it and I love that. And I think that's why I love the community that I grew up with in my early 20s with all the burners and the go dancers and stuff, because everyone was so open about everything. I saw so many titties in dressing rooms and stuff and they were all awesome and they had like orgies and stuff all the time, but it was just like it made me more comfortable with sex, which like I love. That's one of my favorite parts about me, that I'm so comfortable about sex. Like if you've told me I like to eat ass and he shits in my mouth or whatever. I mean, different strokes for different folks, but you know what? Yeah, I'm happy for you. You know,
Because I think everybody has some kind of fetish, and like they're either denying it or they're suppressing it or whatever. But everybody has some sort of fetish. So let's all like not yuck each other's yums.
let your freak
Yeah.
flag fly.
Yeah. And this went from dick size to fetishes, but that's just a little taste of what's to come on the Hey Bitch podcast. So if you liked what you heard, you should give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or rate us thumbs up on YouTube, subscribe, do all that stuff. We got other girls that aren't here today, but they will be on future episodes. So stick around, see what's next. Also, shout out to Buffy, our sponsor. And
Comforters.
was the
Buffy, Honeybrook.
also shout out to Buffy, our sponsor, Third Love, and Honeybook. We love you all so much for sponsoring us.
Yay, thanks for
Thanks
Thanks for loving us.
for 15% off of your perfect bra at Third Love. Go to thirdlove.com/BTCH for 50% off your first year of Honeybook. Go to honeybook.com and use the promo code BTCH and get paid faster and work smarter with promo code BTCH. And also, lastly but not leastly, for $20 off your Buffy comforter, bows, visit buffy.co and enter BTCH.
Ooh.
Yay.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love
Guys,
you.
later.
Love
Bye,
all your
bitches.
dicks and your vages and all your body parts.
And remember, don't yuck someone's yum.
yeah. Bye.